Hey guys, so today I'm doing my October wrap up. I only read 4 books this month, but I have a lot going on, so that's okay. And it's a very mixed bag of ratings. I have 1 2-star, 1 3-star, 1 4-star and 1 5-star. So as usual, I'm going to start with my lowest star rating, which was the 2-star, and that was The Girls by Emma Cline. So this is an adult mystery thriller kind of book, I guess. It's about a young girl, I think she's about 14 or so, who joins kind of a cult. It's basically based on the Manson family and the Manson murders that happened in around the late 60s or the early 1970s. So she falls in with that crowd, and it's kind of just about her experiencing what it's like to hang around with people like that, like kind of leading up to when the murders happened. It also is told from when she's older, and she's like looking back on this in hindsight, so there's some scenes where she is older and like this is in her past as well. Overall, I really just wasn't engaged with this book. The plot really didn't captivate me, and you'd think with subject matter like this, like it's a cult, it's leading up to some murders, you'd think it would be really captivating, but I just found it really dull, to be honest. I felt like the characters as well were really shallow. Aside from the main character, I liked that you could really get into her head, and for me parts of that were really relatable, like what it's like to be a 14-year-old girl and how your mind works and stuff like that. I found that really awesome, but the other characters, not so much. You didn't really, I don't know, they just didn't feel real to me. So overall, this one was a disappointment, and I wouldn't recommend it. I just found it quite boring, to be honest, but I know that a lot of people love this book, so I don't know, but that's how I felt about it. The second book I read this month was my 3-star read, and that was The Girls in the Garden by Lisa Jewell. This was another adult mystery thriller kind of book, but I would say that it's more like a drama. The whole like mystery thing was not like super mysterious or thrilling. I definitely found it to be more of a drama. So this one is about a woman with 2 daughters that moves into this neighborhood where they have a communal park. So everyone's houses on the block back on to this park so they can all access it from their backyards. One of the daughters is found, something's happened to her, like she's been hurt or beaten up or something, and she's found unconscious in the park after a party one night. So the book goes back from that point to when like the girls and their mother first moved to this neighborhood, and traces like what led up to that event and trying to figure out kind of what happened. But the whole investigation, mystery, suspense sort of part of it doesn't start until the end of the book, because most of the book is like the lead up, and to be honest, the lead up, I don't know, I just didn't find it that thrilling. And there's a character that the author is trying to like make you think that it's that character's fault, but the whole thing to me was just like quite transparent, and the ending was a bit of a disappointment. So this one was okay. I enjoyed getting to know the characters and getting to know the neighborhood and this like communal park thing. That was really interesting, and yeah, all the different families. It was just an interesting book, but I just found the plot a bit of a disappointment. I think if I had have read this as like a drama book, I would have enjoyed it more, but thinking that it was going to be a mystery thriller, didn't love it that much. The next book is my 4-star book, and this is a middle grade novel. It is The Peculiar Incident on Shady Street by Lindsay Curry. This one I loved. It was so good. So this one is about a girl called Tess who moves to Chicago with her parents and her little brother as well, and they move into a really creepy old house, and she's convinced that it's haunted. So she meets some new friends at school, and along with her new friends they try and work out what the story is behind this haunting and what's going on. So this one, honestly, loved it so much. There were some moments that I was genuinely scared. It gave me the heebie-jeebies so much. The tone and everything was so creepy, and there are some like really scary things that happen in this book, and it was awesome. It was just the perfect like Halloween time read for me. It was kind of like exactly what I was looking for. The characters as well were really awesome and really memorable, so overall highly recommend this book. I thought it was fantastic. Definitely pick it up if you're into middle grade at all, or if you like haunted house kind of stories. You will love this one. It was so good. And that leads me into my final book, which is my 5-star read for the month. That was amazing. This is Tess by Kirsten McDougall. This is an adult gothic novel, I guess. It's about a teenage girl called Tess. It's funny because it's the same protagonist name as the last book. But yeah, a girl called Tess, she's hitchhiking one night and she gets picked up by this guy who's like a middle-aged, older kind of guy who's having problems like with his family and with his kids who are around Tess's age. So it's just kind of them getting to know each other, getting to know each other's past and all of their problems, because they both have a lot of issues going on. This story also has a kind of paranormal element to it because one of the characters is kind of psychic, and I don't want to go into that too much because I don't want to spoil anything, but it just really added to the story as well. Overall, this one was really, really awesome. It was so dark and the whole mood of it was really somber, and then there were these really tense moments as well. I don't know how to describe it other than tense, but I was just absolutely drawn into the story. I found the ending really surprising as well, and it was just such an emotional read, but in a good way, and I feel like it will haunt me kind of for all time. It's one of those, like, really got under my skin. It was a really good one. So yeah, I highly recommend this. It's definitely not like a horror novel or anything like that, but it does have that gothic, dark sort of tone to it. So, oh, by the way, this one is by a New Zealand author, which is awesome. Those are all the books though that I read this month. As I said, didn't get a whole lot of reading done, but I am hoping that for the rest of the year, like the second half of November onwards, I have a lot more free time because I'll be done with my exams and everything. I'll have a nice little break for a month and a half, so gonna get a lot more reading done then. But yeah, I know that I have not been very like active on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or anything lately, so if you're watching this video, thank you so much for sticking around with me even when I'm being really inconsistent. I just have a lot going on at the moment and it's hard to fit BookTube like into that, and especially when I can't read as much as I want to and everything at the moment. But like I said, stick with me. Late November and December should be a better time. So thank you guys for watching this, and I will see you with another video in a couple of days. Bye.